Yo, Marcus, welcome back to my channel, Low Budget Wisdom. The only way to understand other people is to understand ourselves. The only way to understand another person or groups of people or anybody for that matter on this living earth is to understand ourselves as deeply as possible. We are like an onion, right? We have to peel our layers back to understand ourselves deeper and deeper, not just the surface level for why people do certain things, what are their intentions, uh, why they feel certain way, why they think like that, why some people hurt people, whether consciously or unconsciously. In order to understand all that, their emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, their intentions, is to understand ourselves. That is the only way in order to for us to to understand another person. Essentially, what are your intentions? What are your emotions? Why do you feel certain way when certain people say certain things? And so why do you feel or think or have certain intentions that comes out from your experiences, from your own thoughts, your mind? Why do you do that? And if you are able to understand deeply, peel the onion layer back deeper and deeper to try to understand why you do certain things, that will help to understand other people's intentions and motives and why they do certain things. Because essentially, we are all the same, right? It get everything that anybody else does, including you, including me, as long as we are humans, there are two different foundations. There are only two different foundations from which we have our thoughts, our intentions, our motives, our actions, feelings, and emotions. All of that. There are only two foundational bases from where all these thoughts and intentions and motives and emotions and feelings all manifest from. And those two are either fear or love. These are the only two. These are the only two base foundations that everything else manifests from. So, fear and love. If if one's thoughts and emotions and intentions and motives and all of that comes from the base of fear, from the foundation of fear, it is like things like, you know gluttony, fear of not having enough food, so I eat a lot. Things like greed, and all these things like insecurities, feelings of not being good enough, right? Feelings of jealousy, anger at people, blame, lust. All these things stem from fear, and they are interconnected. Feelings of I don't feel adequate enough in this world, and therefore I feel insecure because I feel a sense of lack, right? Of safety, of love, or of money, whatever. And then it is all connected, like a tree. It grows from fear, all these different manifestations of intentions and motives, feelings and thoughts and emotions and intentions. A feeling of lack causes, greed. Greed causes guilt. Not everyone feels guilt. Depending to some degree, people do feel guilt, but then it emerges at the top to shame. Then I have to I have to feel a bit angry because I feel shame, and then I feel jealousy because someone else is doing better than I am, or that is what I perceive to be, right? And I feel jealous, I feel insecure, I feel like I'm not good enough in certain areas of my life. That doesn't help with self improvement. That doesn't help with that doesn't do you any good. What does you good is if your intentions, thoughts, and motives, and feelings, and emotions stem from love. If those things come out from the foundational base of love, then you will automatically do things that are healthy for you. You will automatically do things that are good for you. You will automatically choose people, places, experiences, things that bring you your highest good. And sometimes, in order to understand whether you are doing things out of fear or out of love, takes a little bit of patience. It takes time. It takes a bit of patience to understand yourself, let alone understanding other people. Screw that for the moment and really understand yourself first. And then understanding other people will become easier and easier, and it will become automatic. It will become intuitive. It will come from certain gut feelings that comes up from within, and then you'll be able to discern much better whether or not some people or places or things and experiences are right for you. If they are right specifically for you, it's not a moral thing whether this person, place, or thing or experience is bad for me, whether or not it's good for me. It's not a moral thing, but you attract the lessons that you need in this life. And that's why Earth is a 3D school. That's why people call Earth as a 3D school, because there is duality. There is the bad and the good. There is the black and the white. Right? There is fear, there is love. Because once we leave this body, right, it doesn't end there. Death is not the end of our consciousness. Once we leave this body, the essence, the spirit, the soul, however you want to define that, will get out of this physical body, and this physical body will decay back into the earth. And that essence, the spirit, the soul, will become light. It becomes very free. Manifestations happen just like that, instantly. Right? There's no pain, there's no physical bodily sensations, there's no suffering, because we need a physical body in order to suffer, to feel sensations. And all sufferings come from sensations that arises and passes away in the body. The body is a sense organ that allows us to feel pain, pleasure, joy, all the bunch of it. The emotions, the brain chemicals, oxytocin, serotonin, cortisol, causes stress and all that. We can't experience all that if we do not inhibit a body. If we do not have a physical body, then we will not be able to experience these kind of things, right? So sufferings all come from having sensations, and we need a body to feel those sensations. And this is what kind of sensations causes suffering? Aversion to things that we do not want to take responsibility for, to the emotions, whatever it is, experiences, thoughts, emotions, intentions that we try to sweep under the carpet. aversion towards things that make us feel repelled by, aversion towards physical pain, physical sensations that make us feel discomfort. All these will cause us to feel suffering. And the other thing is the need, the desperate need and craving for sensations that feel good. That is also going to cause us suffering, whether mentally, emotionally, energetically, whatever. The one thing of love, it can be a, a love addiction. The one thing of some kind of stimulation in the throat, smoking. I'm not saying all these things are bad, but we gotta do what we gotta do because we have to experience everything. It's part of the package. We have to experience our addictions and what we suffer from, whatever sensations, physical, mental, whatever. We have to experience everything. I'm not coming from a moral standpoint. I'm not trying to say smoking is bad. Taking drugs is bad. Sex is bad. I'm not saying. I'm not coming from a moral standpoint. What I'm trying to say is, what my point is, to be aware while you're doing these addictions and these actions or thoughts or emotions that you're currently dealing with, that may not be very healthy for you in the long run, right? What I'm trying to say is be aware as you are going through these phases of your life. And then that's how we can understand ourselves better. And then if we understand ourselves better, then we have a higher capacity to understand other people, and therefore real, true, loving compassion can arise from within us for other people. And you feel better, you feel healthier, not because it's good or bad, but because then you can live life to your fullest. And you can understand other people and then discern for yourself whether or not they are good for you, whether or not they are helping you along the path of self-realization, to increase your potential of being who you need to be, who you are becoming. And so, understand ourselves first and foremost. Nobody else matters. That comes automatically. The understanding of other people comes automatically once and until and unless we understand ourselves. And we have to have patience because peeling, if we want to understand ourselves on the deepest level, which is which is uh, which is a long process because we can never truly reach the core. We have to have patience. Peel away the surface layers of why we do certain things, our intentions, our motives, our feelings, our thoughts, our emotions, whys, the whys and the hows and all that. Peel away the surface layer, go deeper, and it takes some time to go deeper. And the journey never ends. The journey of going deeper into ourselves, deeper into the layers of the onion of ourselves, will never end. It's a lifelong thing. When people say, "Oh yeah, I'm spiritually enlightened now. I'm done. I meditated a few days straight, 7 hours a day, and I did this particular technique, I did that particular technique. Now I'm enlightened. Now I feel so much love and compassion for people." Don't trust those people. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just on the surface level thinking that they have reached the core, which is infinite. We can never fully reach the core, ever. It's a lifelong journey until the day that you leave your body. The work is never done. So have humility. The humility will come automatically the deeper you go. Up to a point, going so deep, up to a point of going deep, you start to realize, man, there's no end to this kind of self-realization. There's no end to all of this. And then, it, but to understand 95 or like 95% or like the majority of the human race of other people, right? Since a lot of people are still at still at the very, very surface level. That's the collective consciousness at the moment. But they are starting to peel deep, deeper and deeper. The energies feel a bit different, don't you think, nowadays? But they are starting to peel deeper and deeper nowadays as a collective. But what I'm trying to say is, up to a point of knowing yourself, you will surpass the point where the collective consciousness is, and therefore you will be able to understand the majority of people and why they do certain things, whether it comes from fear or love or what their motives are. You can discern for yourself much better, right? Up to a certain point of going deep within yourself, of peeling the onion layers within yourself for yourself. So everything else will fall into place automatically. The discernment, the understanding of other people, gratitude and humility and compassion and love, real true love, not just something that you say, right? Oh, love and light, life is all about love and light, and everything is that's surface level talk, okay? But once you go deep, everything else falls into place. The only way to understand other people and the only way for all these things to fall into place automatically is if you know thyself. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe. Please leave a like. It will mean the world to me. And comment down on below this video what your thoughts are, or if you have anything to add, or your opinions, or your thoughts, or your what you feel is working for you. To each their own. Feel free to comment down below. Keep it PG, guys. Keep it safe and clean. Thanks, guys. See you guys in the next one.